Okay, so today we're going to dive into the Bearded Bark Memo. And, it's really interesting to me because you specifically asked us to take a look at this because you're so interested in what makes something, really meaningful and lasting, and how to kind of connect those personal insights with, these broader principles.
Right.
So our mission today is to unpack the core ideas presented in this memo.
Yeah.
See what we can get out of it for you.
You know what really jumps out at me right away is this image of the oak tree that the author uses from their childhood. It's not just like a fluffy memory. It's more than that. It's a really powerful symbol. And when you think about it, this tree has this sense of longevity, right? I mean, been there for as long as I can remember. It's seen it all, hasn't it?
It has.
Seasons change, storms, just time passing. What does that evoke for you when you think about building something that lasts?
I mean, it definitely brings to mind wanting like my work,
right,
or even just my principles to have staying power. And the memo also talks about how resilient that tree is.
Right.
The bark being rough yet protective. And having stood through storms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it speaks to being able to weather the challenges, and that's something that anybody who's trying to build something significant is going to face.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
For sure. And I like the way that they tie in, that personal experience of climbing the tree.
Right.
And, learning from it.
Exactly.
It grounds the philosophy in a real way.
It does. Yeah. And that story that they told becomes kind of the foundation for understanding the why behind Bearded Bark.
Yeah.
The memo outlines 3 core ideas, and it starts with wisdom through experience. And this isn't about just, facts and figures and stuff. It's about learning by doing and adapting to what you've learned and sharing those insights in a way that helps other people navigate their own challenges. So for you, thinking about your interest in understanding these complex systems, how does that idea of shared wisdom that comes from experience resonate with you?
It makes me think about how valuable it is to have mentors,
right,
to learn from people who've already done similar things.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and then that second tenet, strength and structure, that feels really important too.
It does, yeah.
It's about establishing these solid foundations in every aspect of life.
Absolutely.
Work, relationships, just everything to give you that stability in the long run.
Right.
I mean, it's like the root system.
It is, yeah.
Of that oak tree, But I do wonder, is there a risk of becoming too rigid?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. If you focus too much on the structure.
Right. Well, the memo doesn't advocate for being inflexible,
Right.
It's more about having this underlying framework that can support you and that you can rely on.
Right.
It's about having that foundational integrity that allows for adaptation when it's necessary. And then that final element, humor and humanity.
Right.
This is such a vital part of it all.
Yeah.
Because it reminds us that even in the most serious endeavors, we've got to maintain a sense of perspective and remember our shared humanity.
Right.
It's the opposite of taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe it allows for a bit of flexibility, like the branches swaying in the wind.
That's a great analogy. So let's dive a little deeper into the meaning of bearded bark.
Okay.
The memo really emphasizes that it's so much more than just a name. It represents tradition integrity,
right,
and a commitment to creating something that will endure, something that will outlive me. What kind of tradition do you think they're talking about there? Is it like upholding certain values or, a consistent way of operating, or?
I think it speaks to a commitment to these timeless principles, a sense of legacy that goes beyond, whatever the current trends are.
Right.
And the idea of laying down roots that support others.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. It ties back to that shared wisdom.
Right.
And building structures that benefit everybody. It's not just about individual success. It's about creating this supportive ecosystem.
It's that idea of being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
And sharing knowledge doesn't just empower other people. It strengthens the whole collective.
Yeah, absolutely. And the memo wraps this up beautifully by saying that if we approach business and life with these characteristics of the oak tree,
we
don't just grow, we create legacies.
I love that line.
Yeah, it's great.
And it really shifts the focus from, just immediate gains to the long-term impact.
Right. And so to sum it all up,
Yeah.
the Bearded Bark Memo uses this compelling image of the oak tree
Right.
to illustrate a philosophy that is rooted in wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
gained through experience, the need for really robust, foundational structures,
Yeah.
and that essential element of human connection.
Right.
It suggests that by focusing on longevity,
Mm-hmm.
resilience, and the sharing of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
we can build things that can truly stand the test of time.
So for you, as you think about your own, pursuits
Right.
and the structures you're building, what kind of storms might you need to weather?
Right.
And what kind of bark, like what principles and values are going to protect you and make sure that you have a lasting impact?
Yeah.
Not just for yourself, but maybe for others too.
Something to think about.
It is. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
It was great having you.
Great to be here.
Okay.